Hello, my sewing friends. Here are my July makes. I'm Jen, and this isn't my sewing room. It's my back porch, or my lanai, if you will. I think that's what they call it here in Florida, and I don't know why. That's the Hawaiian thing, I thought. Let me tell you about my makes that I did in July. You've heard about a lot of these, but I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown. First of all, I am wearing Simplicity 6069. It is a series of tops from 1978, I think. And I hacked this one into a dress by mistake, but I love this. It's just a quick little sundress. I'm gonna start out with New Look 6779. And this is the cutest little sundress that I made in orange last month. And I needed some tops, so I hacked this into a top on the advice of Jane Gilson, who is a friend and a subscriber, and I thought that was a great idea. So I used a quilting cotton that I already had in my stash from years ago and some remnants of a curtain that I had for the trim. This is a great pattern with lots of top stitching, but if you do it in a very stable, crisp fabric like quilting cotton, it goes really quickly and it's really easy to line up all the edges and get everything just the way you want. So if you are a quilter, this is a great pattern for you. Vogue 8975 is my Quirky Marcy Tilton pattern. I loved this dress so much. I did this from some knit that I found at Hobby Lobby. And then I used a contrast ITY knit that I found at Fabric Mart. And the interesting thing about that is that it's a border print. And so what I used was all in the middle of the borders. And I didn't use any of the border. This is a great little dress. It goes together really quickly. A lot of really easy putting it together. But it is like a puzzle, kind of, because of the way that the pockets are constructed and the way that the contrast goes on. But I get so many compliments on this dress every time I wear it, and I love that. It's just easy to wear, it's comfortable, it's breathable, it's fabulous. So I love this dress. That's new Vogue 8975. Keeping with the Marcy Tilton theme, I made Vogue 9108. This I did in a various tie-dye fabrics, mostly from Hobby Lobby. There is a band at the bottom of the front that is from Joann's. It's a double brushed poly. And I love this little dress. It's just so cute. It's almost like an apron, but it has these great straps in the back that just are a wonderful design feature. You do put elastic in the back and that kind of pulls it in a little bit. The only trouble with this dress was that I struggled to find what to wear under it. The pattern comes with a t-shirt and a pair of leggings. So essentially it's made to wear in the wintertime or in the fall, you know, when it's cooler, so that you have things on underneath it. But I wanted the sundress. So I went ahead and did View B, which is the one with the straps. So yeah, now what are you gonna do? Because, you know, a regular bra, you can't wear it. So I ended up going with a racerback tank that I purchased. I bought 3 different colors of tanks to wear under it, and everybody voted on the aqua because I can never make a decision, and I need, you know, as many opinions as I can get. I love this little dress. It's just so comfortable. It has these wonderful pockets in the front. It looks like it's going to be really complicated, and the only complicated part is putting in the front part of the bodice, because it's one of those situations where you have an opening that's like a square and then you got to fill a box into it. So, you know, those are always tricky, but I have learned that one of the ways I solve that problem is to stitch down to the dot and stop, and then take my work out from under the needle and then turn it around and stitch to the dot and stop again. And that seems to work pretty well for me. So great little pattern. I will probably make it again, and if I do, I will do View C, which has more of a yoke in the back with some pleats, and that way that alleviates that whole having to wear the racerback tank problem. But I love those straps. They're just such a great design feature. Moving on with Vogue, I made Vogue 1312. This is a Lynn Mizono pattern. And I made View A, which is the sleeveless version. Now, something really important with this dress is that it calls for lightweight denim, lightweight gabardine, and lightweight linen. These are all wovens with zero stretch. Now, if you do View B, which calls for a contrast bodice, and then you make the skirt and the sleeves out of your passion fabric, that calls for lightweight wool jersey, lightweight double knit. So the thing is, that bodice needs to be made out of a knit. And I say either that or it needs to be better drafted for wovens. Or I just needed to make a bigger size because it fits pretty tight. And I think I made a 14, but I took 1/2 inch seam allowances. So that should have accounted for the little bit bigger than I am. It makes it a size 15 essentially, which is what I am. I'm always between a 14 and a 16. View A calls for 4.5 yards of 60-inch wide fabric. Well, I had 3. So I cut the bottom bands in half, and that worked fine. I do wish this had pockets. It does have a side zip, and I think as much as I love this fabric, and I love the way this fabric worked for this dress, I also think this is more of a wearable muslin. There are a lot of things wrong with this dress that I don't know how to fix. I lined the bodice, and then I went in and I took it all apart and put in darts coming out of the armholes because that just seemed to give it a little more shape, and it pulled in a little of the extra that I often have in the armhole area when I make a sleeveless garment. So yeah, it fits really tight. The bodice is really tight, and it doesn't really have any shaping other than what I put into it. So I would strongly advise you, if you're going to make this, make a muslin of that bodice first, and make sure that if it needs some shaping, you put some darts in. Great pattern otherwise. Oh, I made that out of a shirting. I think it's 100% cotton shirting that I found at Hobby Lobby. My last make is Butterick 6727. This I made from an Ankara fabric, which I got from House of Mamiwata. That website, that shop is amazing when it comes to Ankara fabric. I saw some more today on Instagram that she put up, and I thought, oh, I may need to order that. It's just beautiful Ankara fabric. I have fallen in with love with Ankara. I should have made a muslin, but I was trying to slide in under the deadline of Ankara Appreciation Week on Instagram. And so I didn't make a muslin, and I should have, because the bodice didn't really fit. Now I've gone in since and lowered the dart 1 inch, which I usually do on big 4 patterns, but I needed to enlarge the waistband a bit, and I needed to leave the bust line alone, which is what I did, except yeah, I just should have made a muslin. But let me also say that the buttons on this are purely decorative. You put a zipper up the back, and that's how you get in and out of the dress. So I didn't bother with any of the buttonholes. I did wooden buttons from Hobby Lobby. Had to run out and get those. This does have pockets, which I love. And I've worn this dress a couple of times now. And actually, I've kind of resolved that it fits well enough that I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. So those are my makes for July. And I am pretty happy with everything I got done, a lot of dresses. So I'm hoping in August I'll come up with more tops and pants, shorts, you know. Got some things I want to try that I'll tell you about in an August makes video. If you would like to see any of my other makes that I've done, like other videos where I've showed you stuff I've made, then have a look here. And maybe you'll find something that you want to make too. That's it for now for me, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.